how's everyone doing? So it's the month of February. We're already we're already cutting into this year, 2025. Hope everyone's year has been going well. I uh I got cut from work a little early because it was too foggy where we were at to do anything outside. So even though I have to be up relatively early, thought I'd shoot this video real quick. I want to say uh, early happy birthday. Higgy Pop's birthday is in a week, I believe, on the 11th. My friend Davis just had a birthday last month. Under the Cal of MS, he hit 200 subs, and he announced that he's interested in doing a contest for when he hits 250. And he also mentioned some other monuments for which he'd like to do contests for down the road. So cheers to those. My good man Kyle Rowe became a homeowner and has been working hard on that. So cheers to Kyle. Congratulations. So I got to do a little reading before the holidays. I finally read this Ghost Rider Marvel Knights, this little 6-issue run by my favorite comic artist when I was still a kid, Trent Kanuga. Of course, at the time he was first getting started, he was still a kid too, and that blew my mind. It was like that movie Rookie of the Year, where the kids, pitching Major League Ball, just blew my mind. So this turned out to be a pretty fun little adventure, written by Devin Grayson. I didn't even really mind the Danny Mickey inks that much because I was really enjoying the art underneath his inks. So just a cool story of I believe it's Johnny Blaze. He's he's settled down. He has an office job. He has a GF. I believe maybe even a child at home, and something triggers him to jump back into his Ghost Rider mode, and he goes on this wild road trip. It's pretty cool. If you can find these for like $1 a piece, I don't read too much honestly these days. I really should, but I just don't. But I read these and I had a good time. This is another book I always read just as it comes in, just because it's so zany. But I got caught up in my Savage Dragons. 262. I believe I still get these on a pull list, so I mean they're only $4. I know Spawn's still doing it for $3, but his numbers are a lot bigger than Larson's. McFarlane, he's doing really well. Larson, he has his devoted fans, but I don't mind him asking $4 for his book just because it's not for youngsters. Let's just say Larson's been drawing basically whatever he feels like, leaving nothing to the imagination. So I got some Frank Miller stuff. I tracked down this old Wizard. This is issue 73 from September of 97. In 97, a 17-year-old Rig was in his Buena Park bedroom on the floor making Radiohead t-shirts out of purple tees and Q-tip cotton swabs and bleach. My brother reminded me that I used to do that. But so this is what Frank Miller was doing. He was doing Family Values around that time. And this is Deadly Little Miho. Devin Aoki played her really, really to perfection in the first Sin City movie. And then they got someone else for A Dame to Kill For, which my brother and I love, but we also acknowledge that it should have probably come out 5 years earlier. Just because we lost Michael Clarke Duncan as Manute. But we did get that actor who played in Major League. He was he was the player who worshipped the little deity. What was his name? Joha. But yeah, the magic of the first Sin City movie will never ever diminish to me. So I just wanted to show something, just because I've been making like these little not YouTube videos, but these little short videos on Instagram, and I've been, really into the new Frank Miller covers. But this is a cover he did about 95, and this is just to show that even in 95 he was drawing kind of weird. The development of his current style didn't happen overnight. It's been a long time coming. I bet if you were to even look at that Xerxes book he did 5 years ago or something, this current style wasn't something he just happened upon. He's been building up or building down to this, depending on how you look at it, for 30 years now. He's supposedly doing that, like another Sin City story, kind of a Western, but I lost track of where he was with that. The man's proven himself, so if he wants to do some shorthand covers, I still really like them. Davis also likes this cover. I got one for my bro, so start them all. I actually flipped through this. I think it might be the first Star Wars comic I read. The last Star Wars comic I read was the pop-up Boba Fett. It was like a hardcover comic. And then I also really liked the Dark Horse Droids. That was one of my favorites. I got that. But this one right here, The Man Without Fear. This is it's like a 80-page book too. They put this cover on something with a $10 retail price. So I think this one was $6.20 because it's got a little blunting up there, but I like it. And my bro also agreed that this What If Galactus Transformed Hulk was pretty cool. Something about that Galactus face and the scaling. So my good man Lee from Central California, Tulare County, he and we really like this Frank Terran artist. And this was a cool book that he did in the late 90s, I think, maybe early 2000s. Really cool. I enjoyed this one too. Pretty quick story, but the art inside, it's really dark, really moody. So, speaking of Lee, he got me going on this model. I don't know how to say her last name, but her first name is Sasha. And this Vampirella Strikes. I can't find this movie she was in, Blackmail, but I do recognize her. She was in Shallow Hell. She has a scene where this is what Shallow Hell sees when he looks at this other person, who she really is. But it's a nice Vampirella. And I guess she was doing the convention circuit with Harris Comics. And that's when these came out. So thank you, Lee, for getting me on these. I didn't know there was so many of them. They're all on Vampirella Strikes issue 1. So it's another. These are mostly just cover price comics. I was doing an order with Lone Star, and I basically just, whatever umbrella strikes they had with this cover model. So all the same on the back cover though. And this one too. And that one's my favorite. I don't know how this got in here. It's just a Liefeld not a hardcover, it's a trade paperback, X-Force cable. So, thought I'd read this. It's actually some pretty decent looking Liefeld too, so I don't mind it. I never minded Rob. I just, he's another one of those guys where he just doesn't draw like he did 30 years ago, and I haven't made the adjustment on him yet. His newer stuff, it just looks really stiff. I think he's a better figure drawer than illustrator than he does now. I think it's just these guys, that's just their style. But his, I don't even mind the portions on the characters, that they just look like they're really upright and tight. Oh yeah. So that's Lee's copy of this book. I got that earmarked. I usually put like a piece of tape on top when I have something for someone. Like this one right here. This is typically what I do. I put like a ribbon so I could spot it inside a box. But yeah, this one, Higgy, I don't know if you're watching, man, but I'm going to get this out to you. I might not have it to you for your birthday, but this is your book. I even properly labeled it, so that's yours, brother. I got to, I'm going to dig through my boxes. I believe you've been on a Jim Starlin kick. Let me know if you have the Malibu Comics Bravura line of a character called Breed, Breed. I have 2 sets of that run, and it's all Jim Starlin, Breed, he's a big bulky guy, like a little bit like Thanos, but cool looking book. So that's for Lee. Like I said, I gotta make sure I don't lose that. This is a Usagi that Davis had. I just happened to pick this one up because it was a late number. But I watched a video not too long ago, and I saw that Davis, he did pick this one up a while ago, but the series only ran up to 165. So I'll add that to my Goro and Usagi collection. This is, I was collecting these 2099 AD books. This is the one called Apocalypse, and it's got a cool wraparound cap cover. This is by Jeff Leonardi and Scott Koblish. This character right here looks like, actually, it's chromium, so it's not showing real well, but they're statues anyway. But that looks like Blanca from Street Fighter. Lotus Land. These are just some Evil Ernies I threw in Mylar. It's odd. The covers on these, the artist who does the interiors is a lot better than the guys they got on cover, because these are by Stephen Hughes, the late great Mr. Stephen Hughes. This one's pretty good because it's a Casada Palmiotti. Stephen Hughes interior. But some of these other ones just would have looked better if Hughes had drawn the cover. So Evil Ernie, The Resurrection. I just pulled these aside. I wanted to read it. I make sure to remind myself that I remember Hughes did the inside artwork, because, when I look at this, that cover doesn't really make me want to read. But, so I got a little lazy. I wasn't doing my labels. Hughes interior is a cover by Mark McKenna, and there's a centerfold by George Perez in here. So this one was cool because Hughes did actually do the cover on this one. I just buy this book every time I see it. This was a cool, just a Tony Daniel pickup. This is Tales of the Witchblade, Big Cat, and Witchblade cover. I really like the way, honestly, I like the way Tony drew her face quite a bit. Looks really nice. It looks a little bit like Kanuga stuff, the way like the nose is and stuff. That Big Cat's kind of funny looking. These right here, these are just some stuff I got because I was trying to get this other comic, and these are just thrown in a lot. But it's like some more extreme comic stuff. Here's a Liefeld Battlestar Galactica cover. Cyrid, another Liefeld cover. See, I don't mind it when Danny Mickey inks that. Like, yeah, just, you know, the guy, he makes just everything look like crappy 90s stuff, which I love, but don't be going over John Romita Jr. with your crappy 90s exploding everything ink style. That was not cool. Frank Miller wrote Superman Year One. John Romita Jr. draws it, and they get Danny Mickey to ink. I could have tracked that Danny Mickey down and thrown him out of a window. I was so excited. I bought that sight unseen. It's wrapped in cellophane. I get it home and I open it up. I wasn't feeling too well at the time. It was going to be something I can read, you know, to nurse me back to health. And that wretched inks, man. So this is that book, Black Flag, but this is a back cover. And Stefan Platt, this is Black Flag Zero. They got Platt to do the back cover on that. So Platt's another guy. He's just matured. Like, he's toned down his style where he's not gonna draw guns like that ever again. He's just become a little bit more realistic, which I can't discredit him for, but it's not as much fun, obviously. And I had to track down a couple of these Local Man books, just because this cover swipes Darker Image by Sam Keith. This is a Shikari cover. Shikari is this Indian artist that does a lot of interesting covers, but he insists, and he's really against the people who use AI. I also had the pleasure of meeting Will Jack at the end of last year, and he's another one of those guys that his art, it does look like AI, but they don't use it, or at least the finished product is not AI. But this is just a cool Punisher cover, Lady Punisher. And this right here, I ordered from Italy. This is an Italian Gen 13, and all they do over there is they have like these covers you never seen before, because they're from pages inside the book. So this is a Gen 13 comic. It's translated into Italian. Ugh. No, I don't have any problem with it. Italian. I have a problem with me saying that there's a country called Italian. That was the was for me. But yeah. So, oh, you know what? It's German. Aren't you German? Don't you speak German? Ah, man. I drag the Italians in with the Germans. But they've been in cahoots before, so. This is Rainmaker, and that's Freefall. So I got a couple more of these right here. No, actually, I couldn't afford to get a couple more of those. I got a couple more of these. This stuff's been piling up. That last video I did, it was as great as it was. My last video was great. I did a great video, and it was because of the books I had. And Davis sent me just one heck of a care package, and I had a lot of fun making that video. I'm learning that with editing programs, if you use this little thing called a keyframe, and you select the keyframe, you can drag to what point in the video you want it to go at, and you can move your stickers, and as you do that, they will later graduate to that point you designated for the sticker to stop to, and you could keep doing that, and it can almost give the impression of some animation. It's really like South Park animation, but for me, it's a lot of fun because I love to get a little bit more expressive. Post shooting the videos is where I really have my fun. But yeah, so I'm an animator now. So these are by Tim Seeley and AMF. That's Anthony Fleece. So here's a Cyberforce cover swipe, McFarlane cover swipe, and they do cite McFarlane on there. And this is another cover swipe like this one. I saw these, and I just really wanted them. These two right here, because Sam Keith, I love seeing a cover swipe of Sam Keith stuff. So that's it. I just been, last month it was a lot about the California fires that were going on. This month we had some rain, some good rain. So, the year got off to a crazy start over here for a lot of people. But yeah, it looks like it's going well now. I expect a lot of people from the area that was affected to probably be moving around closer to me because, just until their next place gets situated, they might actually be kind of neighbors in the near future. So, cheers to new friends, and thanks for watching. Pardon the relaxed lighting and a grubby appearance. I meant to shave. I went into a sushi restaurant. I go around the high holidays, and I went on, I think, Thanksgiving. Actually, I had to work Thanksgiving, but I went a couple days later, and they offered me senior citizen discount. And I got a good laugh from the ladies, I got to shave. And, oh, you're young man. Okay. It was nice though. They reassured me. The one who asked me if I'm a senior, she's like, nah, just joking. You look 64, not 65. So I felt much better. I'm cool with looking 64. I feel like I'm ready for that, but 65. Give me a couple years on that one. Actually, just one more. I was at a family Christmas Eve party, and a lot of my second and third cousins had kids since I'd last seen them that are teenagers now, like nice tall boys, nice good kids, and they're kids these days. They're not the least bit intimidated by anything. So they're like, they want to know my story. They want to know why I'm there. They want to know why I'm there and how we're related. And I basically explain, well, your grandma is my dad's cousin. Your mom is my dad's second cousin, and that makes your mom my third cousin. You're her, you're her child. So we're like, and he's like, so we're like friends then. And then the other one's like, oh, so you're like a great uncle. And I'm like, well, yeah, all right. And he's like, well, you made it sound pretty distant, so I figured great uncle. We're like, let's go eat some fish, kid. Merry Christmas. It's like nice. I met the kid once before, but he didn't remember because we were grieving. We'd lost a loved one, but this was the first time I'd been around these family members when it was a good occasion, Christmas Eve. So I should be flattered. He said I was like a great uncle, and also great. But I know what he really meant. He's like, that dude looks 64. He's like, I don't want to be that guy's friend. Get him out of here. Anyway, that's it. That's a lot of books for me. I don't have any books on the way, so I thought it'd be a great time to show what I have. I'm all caught up. You guys know my whole collection, my entire catalog. If you scroll back, you'll see my entire catalog. So you'll know every comic I have. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great one, and bye. Just before I go, I want to show this cool X-Men t-shirt that Davis got for me. It's animated X-Men. Coolest X-Men. And I like this flat gray color. Not silver, just gray. Gray as the day is long. So thanks, Davis. 6X tall. So I can grow into this one. It won't be like 3 weeks from now I'll have outgrown it, and that cool animated will be. This one could probably stand. I don't have to hang dry it. It could probably survive the dryer and still conceal me. So thanks again, Davis. Really, you're very discreet. I had to assume that it was for me. I was glad I was right, because I was already thanking you. So thanks, man. It's an awesome shirt. I love it. All right.
When I'm 64